Welcome to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives, a SoCan licensed podcast coming to you weekly from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Each week, I talk about a song that's been stuck in your head at one point or another, or stuff you've never heard before. Welcome to this musical journey. And welcome back to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. So the music you're hearing right now is a brand new track from the Stone Temple Pilots with their new singer, Jeff Gutt. Listen. I think it's pretty goddamn good. Stone Temple Pilots has always had a spot in my heart. I'm doing my research on them. I learned a lot of shit. I thought I knew the Stone Temple Pilots, but fuck no, I didn't. So where to start? Well, let's start where they're from. This is what blew my mind while I was researching this shit. They formed in 1985 in San Diego, California. 1985. Holy shit. Like, that blew my mind. And I wouldn't have guessed 85. Because, I mean, they were around it all in the 90s, in the grunge era, right? So I was like, what the hell? Alternative rock, hard rock, grunge. I don't know about the grunge part. I guess they fall in it. It's a debate. A lot of people say that they are grunge. A lot of people don't. I'm kind of ambivalent about it, so whatever, take it for what it is. Still, okay, the current band. We'll start with the current band, and I'll work my way backwards. Yes, and the whole fiasco. So Dean and Robert DeLeo, brothers, Eric Kretz, and Jeff Gutt, new singer, the guy you're hearing now, which I think is amazing, by the way. Original members until February 2013, when Scott Weiland was fired. That is when Chester Bennington, rest in peace, joined. So he was there for 2013 to 2015. They were always, and I believe they still are, which makes sense, with Atlantic. Their original name was Mighty Joe Young. Now, I remember hearing this somewhere, but I didn't know. Because back then, there wasn't the internet like we have now for information, loads of information, which is really rad. They were one of the most commercially successful bands of the 90s. They released 4 albums until about 2002 when they went their own, they split up. And I guess it wasn't a hiatus. I didn't really say if it was hiatus or if they split. But they went out to do their own things. The only thing that really stood out was Velvet Revolver and Army of Anyone. And then they got back together in 2008 until Chester left in 2013. So that's around, I believe, when things got weird. Because 2013, if I'm not mistaken, was when Scott Weiland was found dead on his bus when he was touring with his band. So there was 2... Okay, I heard this story, and then I heard the other one. So there was 2 stories on how they got together. So okay, I'll just tell the story. So they're conflicting. The one story was that Scott and Robert, the bass player, so Scott Weiland, the singer, Robert, the bass player, met at a Black Flag concert. They got to talking. And this is the story I heard. They got to talking, and they got to the point where they were like, oh yeah, I have a girlfriend. Yeah, me too, blah, 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 blah. Turns out it's the same chick. Needless to say, they broke up with the chick. And because of that whole fiasco, it made them friends. The other story was... Okay, so let me reiterate. The story that I just told you about how they met with the girl, that's the story I heard, and that's the story I heard, before the internet went huge. Holy, dating myself, Batman. So that's the story I heard. Then the second story was they were friends or whatever, and they started a band, and then other bands quit, and they picked up other people. And so they were at the point where they needed a guitar player, and that's where Robert's like, oh, my brother Dean can play. And he came on. He was what was he? He was some kind of business dude, but he always played guitar as a hobby. Turned out it was a good thing. Okay, so let's get into the feature song. The feature song will be Big Empty, and I'll get into why I chose that song and all that good stuff after we listen to it.
Driving fast. faster in my car, falling farther from just what we are. Smoke a cigarette and lie some more. These conversations kill, falling faster in my car. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to take her ride. It leaves today, no conversation. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to wait too long, to wait too long, to wait too long. Too much walking, shoes worn thin. Too much tripping, and my soul's worn thin. Time to catch a ride, it leaves today. Her name is what it means. Too much walking, shoes worn thin. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to take her ride. It leaves today, no conversation. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to wait too long, to wait too long, to wait too long. Conversations kill. Conversations kill. Conversations kill. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to take her ride. It leaves today, no conversation. Time to take her home. Her dizzy head is contemplated. Time to wait too long, to wait too long, to wait too long. Conversations kill. Conversations kill. Conversations kill. I am smelling like the roses somebody gave me on my birthday deathbed. I am smelling like the roses somebody gave me 'cause I'm dead.
Ha. So, we just listened to Big Empty. This song, actually, Dead and Bloated. I covered this song with my old band. It was one of my favorite songs to cover because that I am part, I just belt it. It's amazing. So if I sound a little hoarse right now, also, just by fluke, I just got back from band practice where I was slapping on my bass and playing some music with the boys. My band's called August Crown. Let's talk about Big Empty quick. Big Empty is from the Purple album, recorded May 25th, 93, and released June 7th, 1994. Record Plant, Atlantic, produced by Brendan O'Brien. The album cover's kind of cool on this one. It's a child riding a killin. It looks like a dragon horse. Like it's a dragon's head and like the scales on a horse. It's some crazy thing from China. And it's actually pretty rad looking. So why I picked Big Empty? So I was introduced to Stone Temple Pilots by my best friend Ben. He introduced me into this type of music and like a whole nother planet of music for me, which was really cool. And it was actually my first band. I started playing guitar. I started playing guitar when I was young, and he played bass. So we started a band with another guy named Ben. So there was two Bens and I. But anyway, so this music, he showed me this type of music, which was pretty rad. Okay, so why I picked Big Empty? So this is on a later album than what we're listening to now. Core was the album that I was introduced to by him. So Big Empty was on The Crow, and for some reason, the feel of the movie and the music was perfect. Just the way it all flowed together was amazing. So to go from like this song, Dead and Bloated, you're belting it hard, and then go to Creep and actually sing it was like a whole nother thing for me also. And then the insanity of Pretty Penny, like to go to that other place in your brain to do that is pretty cool. I write music. I don't know how to explain where music comes from. It's just something that's there, and it was explained once that I heard. When you're writing a song, it's just out there in the universe, and you start writing it, it just comes to you, and you grab it and you do it. I kind of, like it's not far from the truth. I guess that's the only way. It's to go to another place. It's a whole nother planet, a whole nother universe in my brain. Don't know how to explain that one at all. So I never got a chance to see Stone Temple Pilots live. I wanted to see Scott Weiland and his band when he came through. I never got a chance to see them. I should have went. I want to say it was just after he came here. That's when he died. So I never got a chance to see him. So now I'm hoping that they'll come through here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I'll be able to see them. Because that Jeff Gutt, I'll tell you something, his voice is pretty fucking on point. It's not exactly Weiland, but it has that flavor. He's got his own flavor to it. I think if they pick the right singer, this is him. Like they should have picked him from the get-go. Nothing against Chester, but I didn't think Chester fit very well with the band. I don't know. Just my opinion, my podcast, so I could say whatever I want. Chester, you weren't a good fit. Rest in peace, brother, but you weren't a good fit. I'm gonna share a little inside of Ivan with you guys. Stone Temple Pilots was like my go-to put on the moves, like gonna get it on with this chick. I don't know why, but it worked every damn time. I don't know if it was the music or if it was me. There was probably the music and me put together, and like it did a thing for me, like mentally. It stepped up my game, I guess. And this is funny. This is one of the songs. It's because I got it on shuffle. Oh, what I'm gonna do also, just out of nowhere, I'm gonna start making these playlists. They're all on Spotify, and I think I'm gonna get a website going and stuff. So I'll link all that stuff. So I'll have all the playlists that I've used, and maybe a couple extras in there, songs that I like that I never got to play for you guys in my Spotify playlist. Stone Temple Pilots for me. I don't know. There was I think the melodies and the bass lines were crazy too. For some reason, those always stuck out to me. Like I've mentioned before, like bass has always stuck out to me. I can honestly say that I'm a musician. I play guitar, I play bass, I can keep a beat on drums. I'm learning piano, but the music in this like drove me and like it inspired me, and it always felt like a good soundtrack to life if there was like a movie or something, like, you know. So maybe that's where my making moves came from. So I'm gonna wrap it up on that. Thank you again for listening. liking and all that stuff, subscribing. It's crazy. I see all those numbers and I'm still blown away. I will have updates and stuff like that for most likely making just a simple website so you guys have something to go at. I'm on Instagram, Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. Twitter is Hi-Fi Stage Dive because it won't let me put the end in there because it's Twitter and all their stupid restrictions. Facebook, get my .com up. So yeah, thank you again for listening. Thank you for coming back. I see those numbers and I'm blown away. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Shoot me a message if you want. I'm a pretty open dude to talk. Thank you very much again. You guys have a rad week. Until next week, this is Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. Stay rad. Thank you again for listening to Hi-Fi and Stage Dives. It means the world to me. I'm glad you could come on this journey with me, and we'll keep doing it every week. Subscribe, rate and review, all that good stuff, and keep listening to music, because it only makes life better. And we'll see you on the flip side. Stay rad.